Dr. Talbot, you claim that flying phobia can be resolved in just 2 or 3 sessions without medication, talk therapy, or exposure. Isn't that hard to believe?
It should sound unbelievable because what we offer isn't typical. But when you understand how fear is encoded in the brain, it becomes not only believable but expected. One of my clients, Adam, a venture capital CEO, was losing out on deals for years because of his fear of getting on planes. And he was a big therapy skeptic. But after just 3 sessions, his life returned to normal and he was able to supercharge his business. What I offer is rare, a fast, non-talk, non-exposure method that resets the brain's fear response. My high-performing clients don't have time for years of therapy. In just 2 to 3 sessions, they're flying again, calm, confident, free.
What's your background and why should someone trust this method?
I have 30 plus years as a behavioral healthcare professional. I trained at NYU and consulted on Wall Street for 15 years. When I saw that traditional talk therapy methods didn't work so well with phobias and trauma, and that many people were avoiding or dropping out of therapies because they had to relive bad experiences, I set out to find a different type of method by combining what worked, not what was popular. This isn't a repackaged self-help trend. It's built on neuroscience, memory reconsolidation, visualization, and virtual reality. This method is designed to solve the problem that other approaches have not. Exposure, meds, years of talking, they rarely get to the real root. Here's why. Fear lives in the emotional brain, not the thinking brain. Traditional methods talk to the brain's cortex, trying to put your inner executive back in charge. But the panic you feel on a plane, that's from the amygdala, which is the emotional engine running the show in a phobic or traumatized brain. Even mindfulness doesn't work in a fear-hijacked brain. I offer a different vehicle, a neuroscience-backed method that rewires where fear starts and where phobia lives, not where it's rationalized. The cost of flying phobia is never just the flight. It's the missed opportunities, the isolation from family, the career limitations, the internal shame. I've had executives who passed on partnerships, family members who skipped weddings and graduations, people whose lives became overtaken by fear and couldn't even leave their home. It chips away at who you are. This work gives all of that back in days, not years, so that you can live to your full potential. Imagine if the only way to heal from a burn was to touch the fire again. Exposure and desensitization therapies, including EMDR, use an unethical method of making people endure their fear and trauma repeatedly, on an unproven idea that you must reactivate the fear circuitry to retrain the brain. It might work for some, but not for my clients. They don't want to suffer. They want transformation, and they want it to be easy, comforting, and fast. And that's what this is.
So what exactly do you do that makes it so different?
2 things. First, we put the amygdala in safe mode. Like a type of anesthesia, but with a feeling of security and competence, so that you don't experience anything traumatic. Then we identify the fear image in your mind, the one your amygdala is reacting to, and we change it, while still keeping you in that secure state. We do this using nonverbal detached visualization, guided mental techniques, along with virtual reality calibration. Your brain rewrites the fear by changing the way the memory is coded. This breaks the fear algorithm in your brain, which makes the shift happen. The fear loses its grip. That's when freedom begins. When you have a flying phobia, the brain has paired the sensory experience of flying with danger. That pairing happens in a split second, faster than your logical brain can process what's happening. Via a hotline from the visual system, directly into the brain's emergency response center, the amygdala, which doesn't understand words, but it does understand images, patterns, and emotional intensity. And so your brain has a fear circuit that can be recoded, but only if you talk to it in its language, images, sensations, rhythm. Through guided detached visualization, it's like we swap out a horror film for a calm documentary. Your nervous system makes a new association and understands that it's safe and over. Once the pattern breaks, the cord between the event and reaction is cut, the phobia collapses, and when that happens, you feel the change instantly. That's why we don't need 20 sessions. You just need the right 3 sessions max.
What happens in a session?
Private, calm, structured. We open with some conversation about your desired outcome, then an assessment of your response. Then we move into the reset process, starting with some mental prep. No talking through trauma, no forced memories, just calming, brain-based rewiring. Clients often say, "I can't believe how easy that felt." I once had a client who, after the reset, instantly started laughing about something that was previously his worst nightmare. Others realize it after going back out into the world and notice that their brain and responses are different. For flying phobia, we use virtual reality to test results. The brain learns fast when it feels safe. Sonia hadn't flown in 30 years.
My name is Sonia, and I have been having flight fear for 35 years. First time I remember it was 1989 when I had to take the plane from Moscow to New York City, and I was so scared and nervous and stressed out for 11 hours.
2 sessions and she flew across the country to meet her friends. Jake, a tech founder, avoided investor travel. After 3 sessions, he boarded calm, alert, and focused. Steve watched 9/11 unfold from 3 blocks away. He was trapped for hours and became terrified of planes for 20 years. 2 sessions, and he flew to see his family. Jenny, a banker who got sick on a flight, became phobic. After her reset, she's flying monthly for work and used the same reset method to heal deeper trauma. These are real stories, real freedom. Every day you wait, life shrinks, and avoidance becomes a habit, not just for planes, but for opportunity. You don't rise by avoiding, you rise by rewiring. I only take a few clients a month to give this my full presence. If this resonates, don't wait. The faster you act, the faster your brain resets.
What if someone's already tried therapy, meds, or EMDR?
Most of my clients have tried all of these. What they haven't done is reset the image memory network that drives the panic. This isn't about coping better. It's about deleting the faulty alarm at its source. If nothing else worked, or if it's too painful, that doesn't mean you're stuck. It just means you haven't used the right tool yet.
What happens if someone is at or close to yes?
I offer a free 20-minute strategy call. No pressure, just clarity. I'll explain how fear works in your brain and how we can reset it. If it fits, we begin. If not, you still leave that call with insight. You're not broken. Your brain is running a protective loop that no longer serves you. I can help you reset it. You don't need to keep missing out. In just 3 sessions or less, this fear can be gone completely. No meds, no exposure, just freedom. I've helped others do it, and I can help you too. Click the link and let's talk.